girlfriend coming to visit and stay with my family. She said some really insensitive and hurtful things towards my sister, although she now feels terrible and very sorry. My sister is still extremely upset however. I don't know how to handle the situation. My girlfriend is 22 years old, I'm 20. We've been together informally for about a year, and we knew each other before that, and we've been in a serious official committed relationship for 10 months. My girlfriend has never met my family, and I was planning for some time to go visit back home for 3 weeks to celebrate my sister's 22nd birthday. My girlfriend was happy about that and she suggested coming along as it would be a good opportunity to meet my family for the first time, and I thought that was a wonderful idea. I called up my parents and asked if it was okay if she came, and they said sure, they would also like to meet her and they prepared the spare bedroom for her. We arrived home and things were going great for the first week. They met each other, they really liked each other, things were going fantastic. We celebrated my sister's birthday, it was really amazing, and my girlfriend and sister really seemed to get along and like each other. For me, it is something incredibly special and important that they get along because they are both two important people in my life and dear to me, so it made me feel very happy and warm inside that they really liked each other. However, after the birthday, in the next few days, I noticed things downturned. My girlfriend became a bit more cold towards my sister, not as pleasant. She said something really mean to her when we went out one day. My sister suggested to my girlfriend that we go swimming at the beach. She said the weather was really nice and my girlfriend would love the beach. My girlfriend had also brought her bathers and she was more than happy to go. We went, the three of us, and we were having fun, until my girlfriend said something really insensitive and hurtful. We were sitting in the sand after swimming about and just relaxing, and my girlfriend noticed my sister had all these old scars. My sister used to have really bad depression, and still gets depression sometimes though not as bad. When she was at the height of her major depression, she used to purge and self-harm quite frequently. The scars are all around her thigh area, and she is extremely sensitive and embarrassed about them. She worries people will think she's a freak if people see them, even though my parents and I always try to reassure her about them. Since they are high up on her thigh areas, you normally can't see them at all when she wears normal clothing, but since we were out at the beach and she was wearing a bikini, they were now clearly visible. My girlfriend noticed the scars, and pointed and said, "What are those?" My sister just responded very matter-of-factly, "Those are scars from when I used to self-harm." My girlfriend said, "Why on earth would you do that?" I piped in and pointed out that she went through a really difficult period a while back and had depression, but she feels much better nowadays and we're all thankful we were able to get past that period as a family. My girlfriend said, "It's a stupid thing to do, why would you harm yourself? I think girls who do that just do it for attention." My sister told her she has no idea what she's talking about and she has no idea what it's like to live and wake up every day hating yourself and wanting to hurt yourself, but my girlfriend maintained she just thought it was a form of attention seeking, and she was like, "I'm so glad I don't have scars like that." My sister just replied, "Well, good for you," and she was incredibly upset at this point and got up and stormed away down the beach to sit somewhere else far away. I asked my girlfriend what's gotten into her and why she was saying that stuff. She insisted she wasn't trying to be mean, but my sister was too sensitive and took it the wrong way. I told her she was being incredibly stupid and she should really think about what she says, especially if she knows the person has a history of depression, because some words can be really hurtful. I got up and left her and went to sit by my sister, leaving my girlfriend alone by herself. My sister wasn't in the mood for talking about what had just happened, so instead we talked about some other stuff and shared some jokes. My sister then started talking about my girlfriend and said, "You sure know how to pick them, huh?" I told her I had no idea what had gotten over her, and she's normally so very nice, and she was being nice to her all these past days. I don't know why suddenly she was acting like this. Maybe there was something she was hiding or something she wasn't telling me. I was sure eventually she'll realize why what she said was hurtful and apologize. When we got back home, I had a really private conversation with my girlfriend. I explained to her why what she said was hurtful to my sister, because my sister was in fact going through a really difficult emotional period when she did those cuts, and to imply it was all for attention was incredibly dismissive of the real emotions she was feeling at the time. I told her my sister had every right to be upset with what she said, and I think a much-deserved apology would go a long way in mending fences. My girlfriend agreed and she went and apologized to my sister with what sounded like a really sincere and heartfelt apology. My sister accepted it and said that she herself had overreacted and that girlfriend shouldn't feel bad. I was glad, but unfortunately that was not the end of it, though I wanted it to be. Next day we were at a restaurant having lunch. It was really busy and they were late for the food, and when they brought the food to our table, they had brought the wrong thing for my sister and not what she had ordered. My sister wanted to tell them so that she could get the meal she ordered, but my girlfriend kept telling her to just go with it and eat what she got. My sister said no, she ordered something, she should be able to eat that, she didn't want to eat the other thing, and my girlfriend said it would just make them take even longer and they'd be there for longer. They got into an argument, and my sister was telling her it's none of her business. Then my girlfriend snapped at her and said, "Why do you always have to be the center of everything? Why does it always have to be about you?" My sister got upset and asked her why she was being so mean. She didn't know why she hated her, she had really tried to be nice to her and like her, but she felt like she was just being mean to her for no reason. My girlfriend responded that she thinks me sister is entitled and self-absorbed and narcissistic. My sister then looked like she was about to cry and tears came in her eyes, and my girlfriend just said, "I don't give a fuck if you cry, what are you gonna do, go cut yourself?" My sister then burst out crying loudly in the middle of the restaurant. It was very awkward, there were many people around us and they were all looking at us. She was very, very hurt and she was crying over my shoulder. I put my arms around her and comforted her and told my girlfriend I was very upset with her and I think she should leave us alone for a while. My girlfriend got up and left and said, "Make sure drama queen doesn't hang herself or slice her wrists open." I stayed with my sister and calmed her down until she stopped crying. She must have kept crying for at least half an hour, it was that bad. We didn't even end up eating much of our meal that we paid for, and I took her to the bathroom to dry up and wash her face. She kept saying to me, "Why does she hate me so much? What have I done to her? Am I really that bad?" I calmed her down and hugged her and told her there was nothing wrong with her, she's done nothing wrong, but I need to have a serious talk with her today. I can't believe at all why she's acting like this. If she had a problem with me, she should take it out with me, not on my sister. She was still sorrowful, but we went home after that, and I went to talk with my girlfriend. I sat my girlfriend down in my room and we had a big talk. Instantly, she said, I know, I am so sorry, I am really sorry, I don't know what's come over me." She seemed to know she was acting so cruel and she admitted it and said she felt terrible, she had no idea why. I told her I know she's normally such a kind person, why had she turned all of a sudden into, well, a witch? She said she agreed and she deserved that word entirely. She told me she thinks she knew the reason. She told me lately she's been feeling extremely jealous of seeing me around my sister and the close bond she's realized that I have with her. She said she feels very hurt and envious because we don't have that ourselves. She said, "You two grew up together and you have all these years of memories and experiences together and have always been a part of each other's lives, I wish we had that." I told her we will have that, but she shouldn't compare herself to my sister, they are two entirely different things. I told her however she felt with the way I was acting, she had no right to take that out on my sister, that was incredibly immature and hurtful. She agreed and said she felt absolutely shit about herself. She told me one thing that had really set her off was when I gave my sister my present to her on her birthday. I'd bought her a hardcover edition of Anne of Green Gables, her favorite and most beloved book from her childhood, and I'd written a special note inside. My girlfriend said she remembers how much that made my sister feel happy and ecstatic when I gave it to her, and she had cried and felt so happy, not because of the book itself but because I remembered its sentimental value and how much she had loved that book from her childhood, even though she probably didn't mention it or ask for it. My girlfriend compared that to the gift I'd gotten her for her birthday, a jewelry item, which while much more expensive, was generic and probably didn't have as much thought put into it since every guy can guess a woman would appreciate jewelry. I told her I had no idea she felt that way, but I'm sure our relationship if we give it time can eventually grow much more so we can learn those little things about each other's and we can make new memories to share. I told her however the way she was acting to my sister was more than anything jeopardizing our relationship and I can't be in any relationship with someone who treats her that meanly, it's out of the question. I said she has to keep in mind that my sister does in fact have a very bad history of depression, and she still falls back into it from time to time. She may be more sensitive than most people and her emotions may be more delicate, but that's just something we have to take into consideration when around her. My girlfriend said she perfectly agreed and she will try to control herself and act much better around my sister, and give her a heartfelt apology. I told her I hope for both of us she was being honest and she really will turn around her behavior towards my sister. I said she was being really nice and friendly to her when she first came and if she can be like that again, it would be perfect. I went to talk to my sister, but she was absolutely in no mood to talk to my girlfriend. She was still upset from earlier, and did not want to hear another apology, she thought it would be meaningless. I told her that she really does feel terrible and she would like to make it up to her. My sister told me I have no idea how much my girlfriend hurt her with these words and by expecting her to forgive her just like that, I was really hurting her. I told her I understand that so much, and I apologize, and I am ready to give her all the time she needs. Even if she doesn't forgive her, I am okay with that and will accept that. My sister told me she wishes I'd never come back for her birthday and that I'd never brought my girlfriend with me. She said she was happier when she was just alone with our parents. Me stomping back into her life with my new GF just turned everything upside down for her, and on her birthday too. I told her I still have 2 weeks here, and if she really likes, I can send my girlfriend back on her own so I can spend the 2 weeks I have here just us. My sister said no, she didn't want me to do that to my girlfriend. I suggested we go to the beach again sometime. My sister said absolutely not. She swore she's never going to the beach again. I asked her why? And she just said, because of my scars, and burst out crying again. It was awful to see, just the mere mention of it set her off like that and made the tears flow out. I told her she had nothing to be ashamed of because of those scars. She went through a very difficult period and she's an amazing person and we're all proud of her. She just said, I'm a freak, why did I even cut myself? I told her she doesn't need to try to hide them, anyone who would judge her for those scars isn't worth her time. Nevertheless, she said she didn't want to ever be in a situation where someone could see her scars again. The next day I went shopping with my girlfriend. We were picking out some swim shorts for my sister. I thought maybe if she wore shorts instead of the bikini bottoms with her bikini, then she could hide the scars and she wouldn't have to be afraid of people seeing them. My girlfriend thought it was a wonderful idea. We bought a variety of different pairs cause we didn't know which my sister would like, and we took them home and my sister was very happy with them. However, she is still feeling very upset, and still seems to harbor some dislike and anxiety towards my girlfriend because of the things she did. I've been considering asking my girlfriend to go back maybe so that I can spend my remaining 2 weeks at home with my family, since my sister seems less willing to do things if she's around, since she's still feeling extremely self-conscious about what she said. I'm worried if now every time she sees my girlfriend she'll remember those horrible comments and feel self-hatred over the scars again, which probably means I might not ever be able to have a relationship with my girlfriend. I really don't know what to do. So my question to you guys is, how best do you think I should handle this very complicated and delicate situation? Should I send my girlfriend back home or should I keep her here and try further to mend fences between them? Is there anything I can do to make them like each other more, or should I just accept the fact that there will always be a rift between them and try to keep them apart? How can I help my sister feel better in this situation where she's still feeling upset and like shit? Basically, what should I do and what do you think would be in the interests of everyone involved for me to do? Update. Thanks for all the advice I got from you yesterday. You'll be happy to know that my girlfriend is now my ex-girlfriend. She's gone, it's over, I sent her home. I won't be seeing her again. First thing I did was apologize to my sister and tell her how sorry I was for having been a shit and useless brother. I should have been there for her, but I failed her by giving my girlfriend more chances even after how cruel she had been. I told her how ashamed I felt and how I had failed her as a brother, and I promised her I would never do that again. I swore to her that I'd never put her in a situation where someone can do that to her again. I made a promise and I really do mean it this time. She forgave me and told me how glad she had honestly really been hoping that I break up with her and send her home, but she didn't want to push me about it, and she reassured me that I am in fact a good brother, and I shouldn't be too hard on myself and call myself a shit brother. I told her it is honestly what I am because I failed her when I should have been there for her. I explained the entire situation to my parents and told them everything that had happened and how my girlfriend was no longer my girlfriend because of what she had done. We are now through. I explained to them that the remaining 2 weeks we can all spend together as a family and I am really looking forward to that. Both my parents supported me and told me I'd made the right decision. I told them I should have made it earlier and I failed my sister by waiting too long, but they forgave me thankfully and were understanding. Also, some people had mentioned the shorts I had bought. You are right, I was totally sending her the wrong message by getting her something she can wear that will cover up the scars. I told her those shorts I bought are just if she wanted to use them, but I don't think she needed them, and I don't think she should use them. I told her in my opinion she had nothing to be ashamed of from those scars. I think those scars are very beautiful and I think she is beautiful with them. She should be very proud of herself because she struggled through an immensely difficult period and overcame many hurdles throughout her life and she ended up on top of it all as a winner. I told her in my opinion she is a hero and she will always be my hero, the strongest and bravest person I've ever known. She was really happy to hear that and so were my parents. She said she's not feeling as bad about those scars as she was the previous days and she's ready to go to the beach again.